Today's 1097 day that I'm sharing lessons I learn. I'm learning how to support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I have a question for you. Do you think smart intelligence is a gift or curse? Gift or curse? I think it's I think majority of people say like, oh, it's an easy question. Of course it's a gift to be smart. Is of course is intelligent is a gift. And I actually believe it as well. But I think that we need to understand that a gift could be becoming a curse. A gift could become a disadvantage. If we misuse our gift, if we misuse our advantage, that could turn and become a barrier or disadvantage. Now, when I think about real success, I think about business owners and really who really achieve success. I think a lot of times is that there's a saying that a lot of times A students are working for C students, and there's a reason for that. And there's a reason for that. Now, of course, B students are working for under A students and D working under B. Now, when I think about grades, I want to really emphasize that that doesn't show your worth. It's just grades. It's just grades and grades only because it doesn't say that it doesn't matter what your grade is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't say that how good are you as a person. That's important. But now, when I think about really that saying that A students working under C students, I think there is a truth because I think that sometimes as A students, we just do not understand how to make money. We're able to work in the structure very well, but we're just not able to create structure. And there's for different reasons. So today we'll share three main barriers why intelligent, smart people could be held back and why intelligent, smart people do not succeed. Because when you think about intelligent people, when a student, when an intelligent person, when a smart person really is not held by any kind of barriers, self-imposed barriers a lot of times, they could achieve massive results. Let's look into Elon Musk. He's a massively intelligent and massively smart person. No other person, not intelligent person, could never achieve that. Because it means intelligent person has advantage for massive success. But at the same time, if we do not use that right, that could really be a barrier or sabotaging thing that really holds us back from moving forward. Because Elon Musk is a great example that when intelligence meets like emotional regulation and everything in place, you're able to achieve massive results. So what are those three things that really barriers for intelligent people to really make success? Well, number one is psychological or identity based barriers. So this is the first one. So that means that a lot of times I think that we always rely on rationality. So intelligent people always prioritize logic, analytical skills, rather thinking, okay, how this influence my emotions. I think a lot of times logic people, smart people, even decisions that were based on emotions, they start to analyze it and they try to make it based on logic. And that's why there is a saying that majority of people make decisions emotionally and then they rationalize it. And smart people are amazing at that. And that's good. Because if you actually understand that you make emotional based decisions and you really start looking what kind of emotion I made that decision, now you're able to be aware and you're able to change that. But if you don't catch that and you still believe that you're making decisions based on logic, of course, you'll not be able to change that. I think that sometimes we need to understand that there is a self concept trap. I think that we are working towards that intelligent smart identity and we have that self concept trap. So we see ourselves as intelligent, as smart, and then we start to be afraid of taking risks. Because what risks lead to? Risk leads to potential mistakes. Risk means potential failures. Risks means leads to potentially looking stupid. That means that that self-concept trap is that you see yourself as intelligent and smart, and you don't want to do anything that potentially could be detrimental for that view of yourself, and you want to keep that identity. That's a barrier that is created by ourselves. Next is that we have that imposter syndrome or perfectionism. And I love this saying that perfectionism is the lowest barriers of all. Lower barriers of all, lowest standards of all. Because you're never not able to achieve that. Excellence is the best standard. So that means that I think that when we have that perfection in mind, that even when we achieve something we feel undeserved because there was never achieved perfectionism. We will never achieve that. So that means that they always pursue more, 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 more. And sometimes because we pursue that perfectionism, we never take action. Because I want to be ready. I want to be more ready before I take action. More ready. I think that this marketing tool could be a little better. This sales script could be a little bit better. This website could be a little bit better. Always could be a little bit better. But a little bit better will never get us results. So that means that's a leads very well to the next one is paralysis by overthinking. We're thinking overthink everything. I think that it's this paralysis by analysis. That we're thinking about all the good options, all the bad options, and about this option, third option, fourth option, fifth option, seventh option, 10th option, 155th option, 1057 option. There is so many options. There will be always options. So we need to really be able to say that I don't need 100%. I don't need 70%. Most people who really achieve it say that I need only 40% of information and I'm able to take action on 40%. And those people who act fast, and that's where they get results. And I think that that's the last thing that I want to mention about self-imposed barriers is that identity is that it's isolation. A lot of times, intelligent, smart people feel isolated because they have that high IQ and they feel smarter than anyone else. And then that's because of that, they feel reluctant to seek support. Because if you feel that you are on the top of the mountain based on intelligence, based on ability, cognitive ability, that means that it seems that all people are below and they're not able to help you to understand. Because even psychological barriers, we think that logically, and no one will be able to help us. So that means that creates a lot of isolation. When I think about success, it's always about connection, network, community, connections. Like all those words are important in life to succeed. But if you start isolating, that will hold people back. Second barrier that we need to consider why people who are very smart do not succeed is philosophical or existential barriers. I think that people who really are very, very smart and who really are in their heads much more than their feelings a lot of times. And they constantly thinking that, of course, that constant thinking creates problems that where there's no problems at all. So existential crisis, meaning seeking, all those a lot of times coming from really trying to think it through the things that is impossible to think it through. There's thousands of years philosophers try to really think it through of meaning, of purpose, and a lot of times nobody is able to find it. But then when you start looking and looking and looking, and you think that you will find that solution, I think that we can get lost. And at the same time, we really could potentially start to feel that there's a meaningless life, meaningless. Um, Everything is meaningless at some point, and we can really detach ourselves from goals and we start looking at okay, nothing really matters. I think that we need to understand that we're not supposed to overthink into the level that we start to feel that nothing it's really matters. I think that is dangerous, and that's why it's great to think, but I always need to bounce ideas with other people because if we get stuck in our own heads, that potentially could lead to wrong ideas. But if you actually able to think it through, then have a feedback conversation with people and really listen and sometimes even reading a book Of course, that is a great way to really not get into your head. And I think that we need to have that self surveillance because I think that when people are very, very hyper aware and they want to be hyper aware, I think that that could really lead to unhealthy way of looking, getting every single small detail about yourself. You don't need every single small detail. I think that we need to have a big picture because sometimes we want to really solve everything. We want to have perfect character, perfect everything, and I think that we supposed to look into, okay, how, what is the biggest picture here, and when you're able to do that, of course, that is much much better. I think that's the third thing is it's sometimes even more common. And the third thing that is third barrier created by a person itself a lot of times is social or systematic barriers. Because smart, intelligent people have social barriers. And what are those? So that means that we have a burden of social expectations. So when a person from a young age really performs very well, and they said that, oh, you're smart, you are you are educated, you are intelligent, so that means that they put a burden on them, on them. They need to perform at the because they seem as gifted. Oh, you are gifted, you were given this ability to comprehend things, and that's going to be a burden on other people. Don't People don't want to be seen that way. They want to really explore, maybe be more creative. But now look, you have such an amazing smart head. You're supposed to be um um, math teacher or something, or engineer, whatever. Like based on their performance in the field, they start dictate what they're supposed to do. That's the kind of thing that could be a burden. Second thing is that misalignment with traditional structures. That means that we have a um, really want to do differently. I think that that's sometimes when, because intelligent smart people are able to create new ideas, sometimes they get stuck in traditional structures because traditional structures are people who used to think one way. And when you really think differently, now you feel that there is a misalignment because you think differently, you want to run things differently, and because you get stuck with the hierarchy and you're not able to change it, and that now you start to feel that you are square in a round hole and not able to fit it. And of course, that's creates creates a feeling that you don't belong, and that is not a good feeling to have at the same time. I think that's one of the key aspects of why people who are very very smart don't achieve, and this is next point, and that is paradox of choice. Paradox of choice. That means that smart people, intelligent people, have so many options what they're able to do. So many options. All the doors are open. Everyone wants them to see in their team. Everyone's offering a position for them. Come here. We'll give you benefits. Come here, come here, come here to work for us. And because they have so many options, a lot of times having too many options is really gives us anxiety. We procrastinate. We avoid making decisions because you just don't want to make a wrong decision. People who do not have options, they make things happen. People who have options sometimes is a biggest curse. And I think that there's a lot of things that is influencing why successful people not always are the smartest people, because smart people need to be aware how their smartness could influence their decisions. And I would love to ask you as well, like, what do you feel? Would you see yourself as a smart and intelligent, or do you see yourself as average? Do you see yourself as less intelligent and cognitive? Because in the last probably 10 years, and I'm going to look into the people that really actually made things happen, I found that majority of people are not the smartest people, but they are the best in all the uh, soft skills. Because a lot of times, smartness is a hard skill. You're able to develop that. You're able to develop 100%. But soft skills still are very, very important because people who have massive ability in regulate their emotions, who are having massive emotional intelligence, who are able to really connect with other people, who are able to be influential, achieve much more. Because smart people always want to control everything. And a lot of times that leads to everything they do by themselves. And that's why when you think about success, a lot of times A students become self-employed because they want to do by themselves. Nobody is able to do better than them, and they are very bad at delegating things because nobody else is able to do as good as them. But C students have an advantage because now they say, okay, like everyone will do better than me, so I will better hire someone. And when you have that advantage in delegation, that's why C students become a business owners and hire A students to do their work very, very well. So I hope that you reflect as well. Where are you at right now? Because I think that that's both of them needs to have advantage because C students not having that smartest um, is a barrier. And both of them have barriers. But being able to understand who you are and what kind of barriers you have and what to do to overcome those barriers, that's a key. And that's self-awareness is important for us just to make sure that we do not stuck. And we do not look in those barriers, but we actually looking, okay, what potentially could me hold me back? Because if you're not where you are, that means something is holding you back. And really realizing what you want will be very, very important. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.